Oh yes, it's time for another Duncan the Singer's Strictly Winners. With me, Guncan Morris. Today we're going to be looking at the couples that have finally been selected after waiting for what feels like about 1 billion years, but it was in fact just about 6 weeks. So we're just going to have to get over ourselves on the time wait that. We're finally there. It's all starting. Let's go. Here we go. Yeah, that's the theme tune, and I'm sorry, but I just love it. It makes me very, very happy. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing very, very well. I'm here, of course, just to talk to you about Strictly Come Dancing, which starts in earnest this Saturday. We've literally just had the Saturday gone. We've had the couples being shown to us. So we finally now know who is going to be dancing with whom, and it's going to be brilliant. So I'm going to talk you through all of that, and we're just going to have a bit of fun together. That's really the way it goes. Watch how your comments appear on the screen. Boom, look, Tamsin's already said, woohoo, it's time for Duncan the Singer's TV dinners. I mean, Strictly Winners. Thank you, Tamsin. Hello, Duncan. Hello, everybody. So I'm just going to basically yabber on for, I don't know, a bit of time. Whatever you say will appear over there, and you can disagree with each other in the comments, disagree with me, although it is important to point out that I'm always right about everything. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every single couple and just say what I think, a couple of little impressions that I get, things that I've noticed in the dance-off, not dance-off, wasn't a dance-off, group dance that they did, and what we might expect this coming weekend as Strictly actually, literally, legitimately starts. So, get your comments in, get your theories in, and, well, that's that really. We are going to start with the wonderful Caroline and Johannes. Now, we spoke about Caroline 6 weeks ago when we did this before, but we haven't spoken about Johannes because we didn't know who she was going to be dancing with. She has got Johannes, who, frankly, let's be honest, that's who everyone's got to want. I reckon there's a short list of 2 people that everybody wants to dance with, right? You've got Johannes, as in every woman that wants to dance with a man is going to dance with Johannes or Aliash. Those are my guesses. If I could choose who to dance with, I'd be choosing those 2. So maybe there's a bit of transference on there. Am I going to be doing impressions? I'm not going to be doing impressions. I'm not very good at impressions. I'm brilliant at accents as well, you know. But no, impressions aren't really my thing. Unless it's Rod Gilbert, I can do him. But he's not on Strictly. So the answer is no. It's a straight up no. I'm sorry to block there. But Johannes, of course, he's amazing. He's it's only his 2nd year with a partner, actually. He was with Catherine Tilsley last year. They went out at Halloween. I mean, he's incredible. He's South African amateur and pro Latin champion. Check that out. And, of course, South African Strictly, he's been finalist on twice. So he knows his stuff. Okay, he's quite new, but he's been an instant hit. Okay, when he joined us a couple of years ago, massive hit, and then got a partner last year with Catherine, and then, now he's with Caroline. Well, how are they going to be? Well, let me tell you how I think they're going to be. Hello, Lozzie. Thank you for joining us. How are they going to be? Well, here's the thing. Caroline did a bit of dancing when she was a kid. Like, not professionally or anything, but in earnest. Like, she was, regularly dancing as a kid. And obviously, it's been most of her life now that she hasn't been dancing for. But my theory is she's going to be a little bit of a dark horse. And in fact, I'll say it now, she is my secret tip for the final. Okay, I'm not saying definitely, but I reckon she'll definitely get to the last 3 weeks. Okay, because I think that there's something about knowing about dancing from an early age, or knowing about anything from an early age, that kind of just, it's not like it gives you an edge, but you've seen people who maybe were dancers when they were younger. I'm thinking particularly the lovely Miss Debbie McGee. She just had that ability. Obviously, she danced until she was older, but she just had that ability to know what to do when it came to dancing. And I think Caroline's going to have just that. It's just that base. Look, for example, right? I've never had one lesson on the recorder. I can't play the recorder very well, obviously. But I did play it for a few years when I was at primary school. Just for a few years. Never had a lesson, but I did used to sit outside the lessons until I got caught one time and told off. Because you had to pay 50p to do them. But I can't play the recorder, but Now, I'm not very good on the recorder. I know that was just the beginning of London's Burning. But I reckon if you gave me some intensive training with, say, the best recorderist in the world, or one of them, I don't reckon it'd take me too long for people to be going, wow, Duncan, you're very good on the recorder. And that's my theory on Caroline, is she's going to be good on the recorder, only in a kind of a dancing fashion. And she's got Johannes, who is incredibly likeable. So you've got two really likeable people. I think there's going to be sort of a baseline of ability that Caroline's got. I just think they're going to go far. Okay, so last 3 weeks, that's definitely my prediction, but she's my top tip for a surprise. Oh, Jean's here. Hello, Jean. Hi, how you doing? Tamsin, by the way, says I can play Dr. Finley's casebook. She said Kinley's, but that's because she's too young to remember Dr. Finley's casebook, as am I should add. Jean is here. Hello, Jean. Thank you very much for joining me. So yes, that's my thing. I think it's a really exciting pairing because Caroline obviously is hilarious and Johannes is hilarious. So you've got these two people with this really larger than life personalities. I think they're going to be splendid, and I'm really excited about seeing where they go. Absolutely, just looking forward to it. So that is Caroline and Johannes. If you disagree with what I've said, just get over there in the comments and just say, look, Duncan, I disagree with what you've said. I mean, you'll be wrong because I'm right about everything. What if you agree? Tell me that you agree. That's fine too. Okay, so that was Caroline and Johannes. Of course, I've already made predictions about the next couple. The next couple is Jason and Luba. Now, I've changed my opinion a little bit on Jason. I thought that Jason would go first week. I thought that's it for Jason. No chance. Not go first week. Dance off first week. Go second week. Because I didn't know whether he was going to be any good, and I can't see where the votes are going to come from for him. Like he's obviously in very good shape. He's a handsome chap. He's very, as I said in the last time, he's very likable. He's really, really likable. But I couldn't see where the votes are going to come from. But here's the thing. I've now seen them in the group dance. And he can dance. Like you can see that he can dance. So unless he finishes, if he finishes mid-table, he'll be in a dance-off. But anywhere above mid-table, there's too many people in the competition at the moment, 12 couples. So he will be saved by the judges' comments. That's what's going to happen, by the judges' scores. The judges will save him with the scores. So unless there's a bunch of other people that do better than him and he ends up mid-table, I reckon we've got somebody that might stick around for a few weeks, and then we might really warm to him. I mean, I've already warmed to him. I know he's brilliant, but yeah, I think that he is no longer my tip for the first dance off. I know one person's definitely going to be in the first dance off. We'll get to that. But obviously Luba, we don't know much about Luba. We know that she's Russian. That's one thing we can give you. It's her second year, just like it's Johannes's. But last year she was with James Cracknell, who was very stiff, and so she only lasted 2 weeks. Obviously, went out in the very first elimination. We don't know much about her, and I think that's another thing that's going to count against Jason, because you build up a sort of following with your pros as well. So a lot of professional dancers do well just because, well, people love them, and so that carries them through a certain amount. That Luba doesn't bring that. She can get it. That's something that she can get, but just at the moment she doesn't have that sort of history, that strictly history. So I think that's another thing that's going to count against Jason, but counting for him, he can dance. The man can dance. I mean, he's doing good shapes. He dances almost as well as me. Check out my dancing. So, yeah, I think it all depends on the judges. Absolutely, 100% depends on the judges. If he can get above mid-table, so top 6, then I don't think he'll get into the dance-off. But yeah, I'm still excited to see them, because the main thing I like with Strictly is just seeing good dancing. So I'm looking forward to just seeing Jason Bell dance, because what a legend he is. Absolute legend. That, my friends, is what I think about Jason and Luba. You tell me again, do you agree? Do you disagree? You must agree, surely, because everything I say is a fact. John Tracy's here. Hello, Tracy. I didn't see that you joined us. Very nice of you to join me. Tracy, I'm sure you agree with everything that I'm saying, but do tell me if you disagree. Everyone can tell me your opinions on the whole lot. Jean, by the way, Tracy has just said, hi, Jean, how awesome. I think she meant, how are you? But she's put, how awesome you. I like that. I like that very much. That's Jason and Luba anyway. That's my opinion on them. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Here we go. Still tip for the top, Max and Diane. I can't see how he's not going to win. I tell you why as well. There's a couple of things with Max. I'll talk about Diane in a second, but there's a couple of things with Max. He's an all right dancer. He's not actually as good as I thought he was going to be, but he's an all right dancer. Right? He's good enough. And he has the frame, he has the ability, enough ability to grow. And that's what people love in Strictly. They love a story of development. Somebody like when Abby Clancy won it, who just was struggling to dance and then gets better and better and better. And then eventually just becomes this amazing dancer. Max is okay, but you think he could get to be incredible. And obviously, he's got dreamy eyes. Now I've seen a few interviews with him. He's so likeable, really affable, northern chap. Just, lovely fellow. He's a lovely fellow. He's beautiful. He's got a wonderful physique. I can't look past him. I can't look past him. And in fact, seeing that he wasn't a brilliant dancer straight out, strangely enough, gave me even more reason to think he was going to win, because it takes the pressure off. He doesn't start with any expectations on him, I think. Obviously, he starts with the competitive thing that he's going to have with his the wanted bandmate, whose name has completely skipped my mind. Somebody tell me. What was his name? What? I mean, this is an embarrassing moment, isn't it? Jay. I got it before you said it. Jay McGuinness. Jay McGuinness obviously won a few years ago. His bandmate. He's got that thing. That's the only pressure he's really got on him. Particularly since seeing in the dance-off that he's not like a wonderfully confident, brilliant dancer. So I think he's going to do well. Diane, of course, everyone loves Diane. I mean, here's a bit of a favourite in amongst most men that watch, shall we say. Obviously, she was finalist with Joe Sugg in 2018. It's her fourth year. She was Dev Griffin last year. I don't really remember much about Dev Griffin. He went out in the fourth week. I remember he was all right. It's DJ, isn't he? But yeah, I think didn't really give us much to remember her by last year, but certainly with Joe Sugg in 2018, got to the final. And as far as I'm aware, they became a couple. I don't know if that's still the case because I don't care really much about people's personal lives. But yeah, people like Diane, so that's good. He's got that going for him. They're going to be a very glamorous couple, both incredibly attractive, both I think they're gonna look really good together. So that's my opinion. So there we go. I think I still can't get over. Oh look, Always Be Chatting has just got on. That's Alex. Hello Alex. Hey everyone, follow Alex if you're on Twitch. Follow Alex. Yes, they did get together. I don't know if they're still together. I presume they are. Oh, and then Joe Sugg went on to be in the West End play Waitress, which I would presume involves dancing. Did it involve singing? I thought it was a musical. Can Joe Sugg sing? Alex, let us know in the comments. But yes, I believe they at least got together. Whether they're still together, I don't know. But I think there's definitely going to be a great chemistry between Max and Diane. I think it's something to look forward to, and I very much do. And I just cannot see Max and Diane not winning. And there's nothing, at the moment, there's nothing that you can say to me that's going to make me think that anybody can take it away from Max and Diane. We'll see when the actual dancing starts. But at the moment, just, you're right off. Put your bets on right now. Oh look, we've got people Googling. I love this. There's a good thing about a live stream. People Googling. So, Joe Sugg was in Waitress. He did sing. Was he a good singer? Let me know. And he did a bit of dance as well. And apparently, they're still together. And look at that. Tamsin saying hello to Alex. What a lovely community we've got here. You guys make me so happy. That's my... Anyway, top tip. Money in the bookies. Max and Diane. They're just going to win. They're going to win. So do you agree? What do you think? Do you think Max and Diane are as nailed on as I do? Do you think somebody else is? Well, we'll get there, I suppose. let me know in the comments. But honestly, let's be honest. It's Max and Diane. They're going to win. I can't believe I'm putting any money on it. It's because I don't gamble. I'm not a gambling man. Alex, you like a bit of a gamble. Stick money on it right now. Stick money on it right now. Tell everybody that you've put money on it. Stick a tenner on it. Can you gamble? He's in Belgium right now. Right. Ranveer and Giovanni. Now, much like I think Diane is somebody that gets a lot of positive attention from the male, and I'm sure many female fans. I think Giovanni might have the same effect on lots of the ladies, and of course some of the men that watch. He is a good-looking man, and that's not going to do him any harm. He's Sicilian. He could have been in The Godfather. Look at him. It's his 6th year, and everyone loves him. People love him so much, he's been in the final 3 times with Georgia Mayfoot, Debbie McGee, the lovely Miss Debbie McGee, and Faye Tozer. And even with Michelle Visage, who was great actually last year, he still got to Blackpool with Michelle Visage. So he is a popular dancer. They didn't give Ranveer much to do in the group dance. It's very difficult to get a gauge for her. But I don't get the immediate impression that she is wonderfully accomplished in the dancing spheres. I think she's going to be fine, but I think that their best bet is Giovanni's popularity to get them through. That's no slight to Ranveer. I'm hoping she's going to be great. Hey, I hope everyone's going to be great. But she has become, since seeing Jason Bell being able to move and thinking that the judge is going to score him quite highly, she has become my new second tip, not first tip, second tip for the dance-off in the first final. That's, I again, it's only from the little things that you can glean while you're watching the group dance, but I think partly you also get an idea from how much they give somebody to do in that group dance, the first group dance, and they didn't give her much to do. They really didn't give her much to do, and I think that also can sometimes speak volumes. You saw quite a bit of Jason Bell. You saw quite a bit of some other dancers. You didn't see much of Ranveer. So we will have to wait and see. Obviously, I'm hoping I'm wrong, but somebody's got to be in the dance-off. Tip for second person in the dance-off at the moment. This is all just hypothetical because we haven't seen them properly dance yet. But she's my tip at the moment. Despite the huge advantage she has in having Giovanni, I don't think it's going to be enough. I do hope I'm wrong though. But we will see. What do you reckon? What do you reckon Ranveer's chances are? Did you see something in that little group dance that I didn't? Tell me. And there we go. Now, here we go. This is Duncan's eye candy just about to come up right now. Oh, this is going to backfire because it's not who I meant. I didn't mean Clara, although I do mean Clara. I mean Aliash. Look at the man. He's the perfect man. He's the perfect specimen of a man. Whereas, you see, my wife, she Mrs. Morris, quite likes a little bit of the old Giovanni. And she does tend to say, as diplomatically as she can, he's quite a good-looking bloke, isn't he? He's quite good-looking, isn't he? She says diplomatically, when I know what she's thinking is, whoa, Giovanni! I always think that she should think that about Aliash, who is hair goals for me. Look at it. I wish I could get my hair to do what his hair does. I need his hairdresser. Exactly as his hair is exactly as I want my hair to be. I might be receding a bit too much for it. But, he's just the nicest guy, right? He's just the nicest guy. Susanna says she's on her back here. I'm yet to watch it. I don't know what you mean on her back. Are you behind? You don't know. It's fine. Everything that I say is true here, Susanna. Anyway, so and it doesn't matter. I'm talking you through the couples, and it's only one group dance. So I'm really doing this with the tiniest amount of information. Anyway, back to Aliash. Oh, Aliash. He's so dreamy though. Oh, on the back foot. There we go. Gotcha. He's so dreamy and he's so lovely. And him and Jeanette, every time they dance together, I'm like, oh, it's so lovely. I just love Aliash. And I just love looking at his smiley face. He's just the smiliest bloke. Obviously, he won on his debut. Like, he came straight in, Aliash, and everyone went, there's a smiley bloke, and he had Abby Clancy, and everyone was like, you're amazing. He's like a 19-time Slovenian champion in ballroom Latin and 10 dance, which I looked up. 10 dance is literally doing 10 dances. I presume it's a bit like the omnium in the Olympic cycling. That's the way I see it in my head, where you just do loads of different disciplines and your scores added up. I don't know, but like they do waltz, foxtrot, quick step, tango, Viennese waltz, rumba, samba, paso doble, cha-cha-cha, and jive. Did it show that I was reading that? I wasn't. I did that all from my brain. He's such dance pedigree. He's so good and he's so great to watch. And he's just so lovely. I love him. I just love his little face. We saw quite a bit of them in the group dance. Clara looked fine, looked good. Again, looked like she could be somebody that really grows as we go through the competition. I think Aliash and her are going to be a very, very good pairing. I think there's going to be a lot of chemistry there. I think we're going to really enjoy watching those two together. Last year he had Emma Weymouth. Viscountess Emma Weymouth. Very difficult. I think they got to week 7, and that was largely riding on the fact that everyone loves Aliash. Susanna wants an Aliash for Christmas. To be honest, I would take an Aliash for Christmas. What I'd also take is the font I used to write on the images just there. Have a look at it. I couldn't put the little upside down V. Somebody's got to know what that's called. When it's that way around, it's a circumflex, isn't it? I can't remember. But anyway, the little upside down V over is Z. So I couldn't do it, and it really upsets me. Or upsets me. No. So yeah, I think they're going to do okay. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw them in the final. I think they're going to be quite strong. But I don't know. They gave them a lot to do. I think it all depends with Clara on the story. If she develops, if she does get better each week, I think she could be great. And actually, she could win it. Like she's one of the people in that second tier that isn't Max, who's definitely going to win it. She's in that second tier of people that could win it, and I think has a reasonably decent chance, but not while Max is in it. So unless Max goes out, nobody's got a chance. But that's Clara and Aliash. What do you reckon? A dance decathlon or 2 dance pentathlons? Exactly. That's exactly what 10 dance is. You do 10 dances. I wonder how long they spent thinking of that name. Going, what should we call 10 dance? Like we got Latin, we got ballroom, we called it the Latin and Ballroom Championships. Yeah, but they do 10 dances. Oh, we could do it the 5 dance plus 5 dance. We could do 2 5 dances. There must be something we can call it here. A 3 and a bit dance triathlons. Exactly. 3 and a third, isn't it? Triathlons. Is it? Yeah. 3 and a third triathlons of dance. That's what they no. Like, should we call it 3 and a third? Let's call it the 10 dance and see where we go. Anyway, that's Clara and Aliash. Outside chance, could do well. They've got Aliash, likeable, amazing. My favourite person to watch dancing, actually, apart from maybe Oti. And they've got Clara, who I think's going to be good to watch from the way my wife enjoys watching Giovanni dance kind of a point of view. But I also think she is going to be good. She's got the foundation there, and I think she's going to get better and better. She's a DJ. She listens to music. I reckon she's going to have some decent rhythm. Yeah, they'll do okay. Now, Nicola and Catcher. Catcher, by the way, she has got some pedigree. Like, she does well. She does well with people you wouldn't think she'd do well with. She came 5th. She didn't come 5th. She's in her 5th year, is what I was meant to say. But she got to week 8 with Mike Bushell last year, and he was rubbish. She came in 6th place with Ed Balls. She got with Sean Walsh, who actually had a couple of good weeks. And obviously there was the whole Sean Walsh and Catcher farrago, is that the word? I don't know if it is. Which obviously hit the headlines. They actually still lasted a few more weeks after that and got to Halloween. Mike Bushell, man. Mike Bushell, she got to week 8. How did she do that? Ed Bull's 6th place. She's good. She has great choreography. She's won it, obviously, with Joe McFadden. with a former partner who she has since separated from. Not suggesting why. She's like won world championships and amateur Latin championships and stuff like that. She is good, and she is a great choreographer. After seeing a bit of Nicola, I think Nicola will do well at getting the moves right. First opinion is that Nicola will struggle with the fluidity needed. So I think it will very much depend on which dances she gets. I think if it's dances where she just has to hold a good frame, a lot of the ballroom dances, I think she's going to do really, really well. But I think a lot of the Latin dances, she's going to struggle because I can't see her doing those kinds of moves. I really hope I'm wrong. I'm only taking this from what we saw in the group dance. However, definitely won't go first week. Going to get loads of votes. Tons of votes early on. Unless she's awful. People just don't vote for people if they're really bad unless they think it's funny. Like they kept that awful woman. I'm not going to say her name. They kept her in for ages. They kept John Sargent in. They kept Ed Balls in. Partly because of the fun choreography and stuff. But also as a bit of a ha-ha-ha joke. Like an in-joke the whole time. But they won't do that with someone like Nicola. It wouldn't be funny to have her in, you know. So no, I don't think she'll get those votes if she's really bad. But I don't think she's going to be really bad. I think she's going to be definitely bottom half of the judges' scoreboard, and of course that means people are going to get out in force and vote for her to keep her in. So I don't think we'll see her in the dance off unless she's really bad and just people just can't bring themselves to vote for her. And I don't think she will be that bad. So in fact, I have hope, constant hope, that she's going to be really good. She's who I want to win. I want Nicola to win. Out and out, 100% want Nicola to win. And she'll definitely get at least one vote of my 3 on the night. But it's a difficult one, and it is very much a question of loosening up those hips and how she can do that. If she can develop throughout the thing and survive long enough to develop. But yeah. That's what I think. And I don't think they could have given her a better partner than Catcher, who I think knows how to choreograph for people's inadequacy, shall we say. Not that I'm presuming that she has any, but just from the group dance. That's what I'm seeing. That is Nicola and Catcher. You guys aren't telling me whether you agree very much or disagree. Maybe you just don't care. Who knows? I don't know. I do care. Which is why we're now going to talk about the amazing Bill Bailey and Oti. What a pairing this is going to be. They have paired these two together for the simple reason that Oti is without doubt the most fun professional. She's just the most fun. She's just exudes positivity and happiness and joy in everything she does. I mean, that's not all she exudes, but we're not going there. That's not all we're here to talk about. And Bill is really good fun. Now, Bill, I think, also could be somebody that could be in trouble first week. She really could. He really could. But I think all he has to do is be good enough. I think he'll get good votes. You know, I don't think no comedian since they've started doing them has gone out early. Bill could challenge that. But I've just got this feeling, honestly, I said this last time, I've just got this feeling about Bill that he's going to dance and people are going to go, oh, he can dance and be surprised. I won't be surprised because I'm saying it now. But I've got this just this little feeling that I've got that actually he's going to do things like getting moves right. Like he's learned to play loads of instruments. He knows how to move his hands and his body. He will have perfect timing, and he showed that in the group dance as well. He's going to be all right, and he's got Oti, and Oti again, phenomenal. She won last year with Kelvin. She's just Oti. I think she is Strictly now. I think she almost transcends Strictly because she's so likeable and watchable, and she's just great. As Susanna says, she's so excited to see this pairing. I think that's the thing. I think everyone's going to be excited. Duncan loves Oti. Duncan does love Oti. She is as far as I'm concerned, the second most appealing woman in the entire world. So that's Duncan's opinion on Oti. First is my wife. I want to make that clear. Okay, I know you were thinking it was Vic Hope who was in Strictly a few years ago. No, she's third on the list. My wife is in second. No, my wife is in first. Oh my goodness. OT in second. Yes, Susanna says Billy's musical. He should have the rhythm. I think he will have the rhythm. And I think, again, he doesn't mind making a fool of himself. And I think that's one of the reasons comedians have done quite well. They don't mind making a fool of themselves. They don't mind really throwing themselves into it. You heard it here. Alex, just don't get me in trouble. And if you've just texted my wife, you're in trouble. My wife is first, right? My wife is first, then OT, then Vic Hope, right? And then Aliash, actually. True story. Stop trying to get me in trouble. But, yes, I'm so excited about Bill and OT. It's going to be wonderful, isn't it? They're just going to be really, really good fun. And Susanna's just said OT is the best choreographer. I think she is as well. I used to think it was, Kevin and Karen Clifton both just did every single week, just did something, whoever they were dancing with, whether they were good or bad, just blew my mind with their choreography. The only person I think that comes close to that really is OT. And, she's brilliant. She is such a good choreographer. Tamsin says, does your new home have a doghouse? Well, we'll find out. Maybe I'll have to build one. We'll see. You guys get me in trouble. But yes, I'm looking forward just to seeing those guys dance together. Now, here we go. JJ and Amy. Now, I need to ask you a question right now, and you need to tell me your opinion. Is JJ's name, JJ, this is an opinion-based thing, is it JJ or is it John James, which is his full name? It's important for the point I'm going to make at the end. Is his name JJ or John James? He calls himself JJ. It says JJ everywhere. But officially, his name is John James. So, is his name JJ or is his name John James? You guys let me know in the comments. And while I'm talking about them, we'll get on to the whole bit at the end. Now, JJ, we couldn't tell a lot from his dance. And obviously, he has issues. He doesn't have functioning triceps. So there's going to be things that he's going to really struggle to do. But people love Amy, I think. Obviously, she got to the final with Karim last year. And, she's brilliant. People love her. She's Welsh. She's bubbly. People love a Welsh girl. Just true. I think she might have a work cut out with JJ. But I think generally people that do have a physical impairment, and I don't mean in physical impairment like they can't dance like me, but people that are bringing some kind of disability to the show, I think they tend to get a few weeks grace. And not exclusively, but I think they tend to get a few weeks grace just to see if they can develop into it. Sometimes they just come out and they're fine, but people I think the judges are always really, really fair. And actually, I think the audience is really fair. And they do try and just vote purely based on, are they good enough? We saw Will Bailey last year. Obviously, he had to drop out, but not Bill Bailey. We had Will Bailey last year, Bill Bailey this year. And he had to drop out. But, I think he was actually looking really good at that point. But I think that really people do tend to judge them on a par with everybody else. But maybe they just give a little bit of leeway in the early stages. Not throughout the whole competition. Of course not. People want to see the best dancers win. Well, certainly the best dancers in the final. It's a really difficult one to call, this one. Really difficult one to call. Nobody's given me your opinion. You haven't given me your opinion on the name JJ. Is his name JJ or is it John James? You need to let me know. Otherwise my last bit in this section doesn't make any sense. JJ or John James? Tell me. I need to know. This is a really difficult pairing to call. I think third or fourth week maybe they'll go. But that being said, I do think it's something. If he does show that if he is better than we're expecting, I think that could keep him in the competition for quite a while. Because, well, partly because the British public tend to be quite patronising in that respect, but also because it will be a great story of just seeing this guy just doing better and better. Elbow cough, Kiora brother says, my brother who's watching from New Zealand. I don't know if you watch Strictly, James. James, do you watch Strictly? My brother watching from New Zealand. Hello, nice to see you. Right, nobody has given me your opinion, so my opinion is his name is JJ, not John James. Right? Now, the reason that's important, and it's not, but the reason I've decided it's important, is that they have now got a new record. There is a new record broken by JJ and Amy. This record was held by Zoe and Ian in 2005 and then matched by Sid and Ola in 2012. And that is shortest first names of a pairing. That's it. They've broken the record. In the past, we've had 6 letters. Zoe and Ian. Zoe Ball and Ian Waite, 2005. I don't even remember Ian Waite. I didn't watch Strictly back then. Sid Owen and Ola Jordan. Sid, Ola. 6 letters. But look at this. JJ and Amy. 5 letters. You heard it here first. It's a brand new world record, shortest name in Strictly history. Because you didn't give me a choice, so I've had to make up my own mind. I've decided JJ is his name. They've broken a record. Disagree, tell me in the comments. But, you'd be wrong. Because I've made the decision. The proclamation happened here. Right here. Now, somebody tweet Zoe Ball and tell her her record's been broken. She'll be devastated. I know. It's the one she's been holding on to all this time. She'll be devastated. I think they're going to be a good pairing. I think they're going to last a few weeks. I definitely don't think they're going to go out first week. I think it also doesn't help JJ that he's coming to it with no real background of people knowing who he is. In the past, we've had largely gold medalists. And obviously JJ won a gold medal at the Invictus Games. But people obviously don't see that as in the same way as they see Paralympics. So, yeah, I'm not seeing, I think people aren't, but then again, he's charming and he's handsome and he's an ex-Royal Marine, injured in combat. I've changed my mind while I'm talking. He's getting to week 6. That's my opinion. You heard it here first. Week 6. One day I'm going to sit down and work out the exact order that I think everyone's going to go in. So, brilliant stuff, JJ and Amy. Now, Jamie and Karen. Jamie. Now, apart from the fact they've got the same hair, which is pretty cool. Jamie, of course, was supposed to be in it last year and wasn't in it because he got injured in the first group dance. Injured himself, was replaced. He was supposed to be dancing with OT, was replaced by Kelvin Fletcher, who went on to win the whole competition, so no pressure on Jamie. And I think that's probably one of the reasons they haven't given him OT again. I thought they would, but thinking about it, I think that would have been a bit of a mistake, because that does put so much pressure. It's a new year, a new pairing. I think it's the right thing to do. Now, Karen. Oh, we love Karen. We love Karen. Karen, she's Venezuelan, which I didn't know, although she did move to New York when she was 8, so she might actually be American. I don't know what she says she is. This is her 9th year, and she got to the semi-final with Chris Ramsey last year, and I thought that was too far. I really did. I didn't think he was that good. And got to the final with Mark Wright in 2014, so she's done well. She's done well. Jamie is very likeable. She is wonderfully likeable. Everyone likes her. But it is a surprise, I think, that she's not won. Obviously, not everyone can win. And especially, who won it 2014? I should remember that off the top of my head. I've probably mentioned it already today. But yeah, no, she didn't win then. I wonder if I have mentioned it. Let's see if I mentioned it. No, let's not. Let's pretend like I'm just doing this much smoother. She was also, by the way, and this has just popped into my head when I was doing a little bit of research. Yeah, I researched. She was world Mambo champion. Why isn't there a Mambo dance in Strictly? Do we ever get the Mambo? I don't think we do. James says, or Multifish, I should say, I tend to watch highlights on YouTube. Can't wait to see Bill Bailey cut a rug. No, that is exciting. That is going to be really, really cool. But yeah, Jamie and Karen, it's a difficult one to call. I couldn't see much dance ability from him, to be honest. But he is charming. He is likeable. He's with Karen, who everyone loves. My instinct is he definitely will last a few weeks. Caroline Flack 2014. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Of course it was Caroline Flack, which is really sad, isn't it? That there I am saying Mark Wright. I can't believe she didn't win with Mark Wright. And it's Caroline Flack, who definitely deserved to win. And of course is no longer with us, which is just incredibly sad. Who came after the person placed 4th in the Mambo competition. Is this a joke? I can't. Oh, just got it, Alex. Sorry, I was very slow. Well, that was Alex. Mambo number 5. Anyway, I'll stop that. Yes. Thank you, Alex. I'm sorry. I can't believe I should have got that. But far quicker. I should have read it, got the joke, and gone with it. Anyway, I think they're going to do okay. I think people will vote for Jamie because he didn't get the full experience last year. He'll get a lot more leeway this year than he would have last year. And he's just nice, isn't he? He's just nice. He's a nice guy. It's easy to be nice when when you were born a millionaire, but you still have to choose to be nice. There are some people born a millionaire that don't choose to be nice. He's a nice guy. So, I think he'll do okay. I mean, I don't think he'll do well enough. He's not going to get to the final or anything. Can't see that. But I think he'll do okay. And I'm looking forward to seeing him because, bless him, he didn't get to do even one show last year. So, But there we go. That's what I think about Jamie and Karen. Now, Mazie and Gawker. Difficult one to call. Gawker, I feel like Gawker's been around for ages, but Gawker hasn't. This is only his 4th year, as in 4th competition. He joined in 2016, but last year he didn't actually have a partner. Obviously, he got to the final with Alexandra Burke. He had Katie Piper in 2018. They did really well. Gawker is another and I can't tell. Has Gawker gone grey? He's only 30. Has Gawker gone grey? I mean, it's fine to go grey. I do not begrudge people going grey at all. And there's far too much pressure on people to not go grey. Like, don't have your natural hair colour. I think, again, he's just as I was about to say, I think he's a really handsome bloke. I noticed Tracy said, Gawky. Yes, Gawky we'll call him. Gawky is another ever so handsome chap. Oh, look at him. He's a very good-looking bloke. Very good-looking bloke. And possibly now a silver fox, unless that's like blonde tips that he's got. But, he's had 3 partners so far. And he's generally done well. Alt Pink says he's just dyed his hair blonde. Well, I thought that, Alt Pink. But then I looked at a few more pictures of him and I wonder if the blonde dyeing hair thing was a stopgap thing going into just admitting that he was grey. I might be wrong. I really could be wrong. Grey is groovy, Tamsin. I wanted to go grey my whole life, and because my hair doesn't really have a colour, I thought it might happen sooner, but haven't gone grey yet. I've had like 3 grey hairs in my main hair, a couple in my beard, and then loads of... You don't care. You don't care about my grey hairs. All Pink says, sorry, I hadn't done any research. Well, look, I mean, I have, but not vast amounts, and I could be wrong. So, All Pink, you're more than welcome to right now do a bit more research and find out whether he's actually gone grey already. Because, like, Philip Schofield was dyeing his hair when he was in his 20s in the broom cupboard. Like, there's nothing wrong with being grey. It's a difficult one to call, this one. Maisie obviously has won the most recent... Oh, no, not the most recent one, but she won the Children in Need Strictly in 2019. So she's coming straight out of this into the next available Strictly. And she's got Gawker, who's very good. I think they're going to be a really glamorous-looking pairing. I think she is wonderfully likeable. I think final. And these guys, actually, if Max doesn't win it, I think Maisie and Gawker are my second choices. But... young women haven't really won many finals. The average age of women has been a little bit older, I think, than the average age of... Or people don't really care. Men have been all over the place in ages, and women have tended to sort of fit within a sort of narrowish thing between 25 and 35, I think. Not exclusively, obviously, but around that thing. I think she might be just a little too young to win it, but she is definitely a good dancer. If you watch the group dance, she is definitely, unquestionably, a very good dancer, and that's going to carry her far. If once people build up a fondness for the relationship and her character and stuff, because she's really, really affable. She's so much fun. I think they're going to do really well. I really do. I think they're definitely going to get at least to the quarterfinals, but my suspicion is they are going to be finalists and are the couple best placed to challenge. Oh no, hold on, I've changed my opinion on this. Joint best placed to challenge Max, who is definitely going to win. But that's where we are on that one. What do you think? I mean, do you agree? Do you think I'm right? Maybe you think Mazie's too young. Maybe you think the age won't matter. In which case, if you think the age doesn't matter, then she really could win. She really could win. Big fan base from EastEnders does help, especially since she's got such a good character in EastEnders. She's not horrible in EastEnders like with Max, you know. She's when Jake Wood did it years ago, which I'll be talking about in a minute. People were like, "Oh wow, that's a surprise," and so, but he did really, really well. But he's like an unliked character, so he had that little bridge to overcome. She doesn't have that. So when Jake Wood came out first week and shook his bottom rather vigorously, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay, Max from EastEnders can dance." I think it did really, really do well. I can't. I think the EastEnders fan base will definitely help. And I think also there's going to be a big crossover EastEnders to Strictly fan base. That's my guess. They're going to do all right. In fact, I think they're going to do very well. Finalists is my tip. They're going to try and push for that top thing. But Max is going to win. Harvey and Jeanette. Hervey. No, it's Harvey. I'm Hervey, the hippo, the Chris. Not that song. So, Harvey and Gillette. She's had a lot of bad recently. Wonder if it will go against her. What bad? Bad press, I presume. You just don't sometimes choose not to type words, I think. A lot of bad press recently? Has she? I don't know. I don't care about anyone's private life unless they're actually bad people. So, difficult for me to say on that one. Do let me know. I don't think it will go against her. I mean, if you think about the fact that the woman whose name I'm not going to mention, her name comes into my head and I can't bring myself to say it out loud. But the let's say the politician with whom I am diametrically opposed, who was with Anton a few years ago. I'm not going to say her name. Please don't put it in the comments. She doesn't deserve it. She obviously did very well, despite, as far as I'm aware, the whole country despising her. Or at least I'd hope the whole country despised her. Maybe they didn't as much as they should, and that was more of a warning than we realised. But then you also think about Sean and Catcher's little dalliance that got a vast amount of bad press, and they lasted a few weeks after that. They didn't go straight out. I was expecting them to just go that week. But they didn't. I don't think the bad press will go against her if there is bad press. I don't care myself. I don't know what her bad press is. I hope it's not that she's a horrible person, but you never know, do you? Anyway, back to Harvey and Jeanette. Now, Jeanette I love as much as I love Aliash because they are the best couple in the world outside of myself and my lovely wife. They are wonderful. They are both beautiful people, and I just, every single time they dance, I just go, I love you guys, and it makes me really happy. And they're not going to get to dance. Well, they've already filmed all the group dances. People love Jeanette, right? They must do. It can't just be me. She obviously did really well, like I said, with Will Bailey last year. Got to week 6 when he retired, I think. But I think he was doing really well. I think he was going quite well. I think she's a very good choreographer too, actually. Semi-final with Max from EastEnders, Jake Wood, really allowed him to shine as well. She's a very generous choreographer in as much as she does whatever she can to make sure that she is presenting her partner in the most positive possible way. Harvey can dance. He has got the legs for it. He's got legs for it. He's got the hips for it. Harvey can dance. Harvey crept in. I didn't realise this until the group dance. Harvey is going to get to the final. It's going to be a very young final because Harvey is going to get to the final, I reckon. Unless he has a really bad week. I think he's somebody that one bad week and he's done for. But he's going to get to the final because he can dance. Again, charming, handsome. Either people will want to give him a good old smooch on the lips, or they'll want to look after him and mother him because he's so little and floppy haired and cute and baby faced. I think he's going to do really well with votes, and more importantly, I think he's going to do really well with the actual dancing. I think he's going to storm it. Final. I'm saying it right now. Harvey, Mazie, and Max are all tips for the final, and the two people I think have got the best chance of winning, apart from Max, Mazie, and Harvey. They've just got the best partners. They've got the best base. Again, ageism could play a part here. You know, Louis Smith, I think, I might be wrong here, is the youngest male to win, but obviously he came with Olympic medals and, you know, incredible talent. I mean, he was really, really good. So Harvey's going to have a lot to do if he's going to win as somebody that's so young, but he's good looking, he can dance, he's cheeky, he's got Jeanette. Final. You heard it here first. Final for Harvey. That's that. Final. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell me, by the way, what you think about everything that I've said over here in the comments. I mean, you know, you don't have to. I don't really care. I'm just enjoying talking myself. But do tell me, do you agree? Is Harvey too young? Is Mazie too young? Are they? Does that not matter? Am I wrong when I think that age matters? I think it does. You've had young people getting to finals, but you've never had young people winning. Not really like stupidly young people. Was it Claudia Fragapani? She got really far, didn't she? Did she get to the final years ago? She got to the final, but was the first one eliminated in the final, if I remember rightly. I might remember wrongly. It does happen very rarely. Now, here we go. Jackie and Anton out first week. That's me done. I'll give you... That's not fair. I'll give him the same as everybody else. Firstly, I just discovered Anton is from just up the road. He's from Sevenoaks. I didn't know that. It's Anton's 18th year. He's been in it for ages. And he got to the final, which is the best he's ever done, with Emma Barton last year. From EastEnders, good EastEnders vote. So maybe there is something to be said about the EastEnders vote turning out, although she was also very good. He's Anton. People love Anton. And he does have an ability to drag people through. But here's the problem with Jackie. She's not hated or disliked enough to get that kind of it's funny to keep her in kind of vote. Okay? With aforementioned or not actually mentioned horrible bigot years ago, it was funny to keep her in. She was so bad. She's such a, as far as I'm concerned, unpleasant person. It was funny to keep her in. I never voted for her. Of course I didn't. But it was funny, right? Jackie, it's not funny to keep Jackie Smith in, is it? Of course it's not. She's just going to be a bad dancer. We've seen her in the dance-off. She couldn't dance. She literally just did that with her arms and they shifted her off. Anton, I think people's warmth towards Anton, people's love for Anton, it's not waned, but I think there's so many other dancers now that's shared with that I don't think that he has that ability to command the vote in the way that he did. Dance off first week, voted out first week, just gone. I can't, I'm as sure of that as I am about Max. And in fact, if that doesn't happen first week, I'm going to have to really, really reevaluate how much I know about Strictly. But how are they going to get on? I mean, they're going out first week. Somebody's got to go, and she's the person that I would most like to go as well. So it's not just that, but I can't see who's going to vote for her. You know, apart from the fact that she's a politician, which isn't great, but she's not like a politician that's a fun politician and stuff. She was Home Secretary, and she left her job because of the expenses scandal. What chance has she got? You know, that was the biggest thing to rock government. That's probably impacted the way the country is governed ever since, and everything that's happened probably can be dated back to something that she had to leave being Home Secretary as a result of. She was the first female Home Secretary, so that's a great thing. I'm not even saying she was a bad person. I don't even necessarily think that about the expenses scandal, though it was awful. But I just can't. Where's her votes going to come from? People have got to vote. They might vote for Anton, but if everybody else is better, you know, there's 12 people. There's 12 people to vote for. who's not going to vote? Who's going to waste a vote on her when it's down? If you start with 16, you can maybe drift through a couple of weeks because there's going to be other terrible people. She's going to be the worst dancer. She's going to be the least liked person in the entire show. She's got Anton. The only thing she's got in her arsenal is knowing that she's got Anton and the potential for Anton's votes. But I think those votes go for Gawker now. They go for Aliash now. They go for Giovanni now. I just don't think it's going to happen. So sorry, Jackie. It's nothing personal. Although I do think the voting will be. But for me, it's nothing personal. Can't see it. Can't see you lasting. I always say first week, obviously, and I presume they're doing this year as well. It's not first week, is it? It's second week. But first vote off. First dance off. She's in it. She's going home. Tell me if I'm wrong. The answer is you're not wrong, Duncan. You're not wrong. And that, everybody, is that. That's the couples. Next week, I should be able to do, well, I don't know when I'm going to do one for next week because I'm moving house next Tuesday. Maybe I'll do something Sunday, but then I'm also busy on Sunday. So I don't know. At some point, I'll try and put something together for next week's dances to tell you what I thought. It might have to be quite up against the wire, or maybe I'll do one the following Sunday combining both the dances. Who knows? After that, my plan is to do one of these every single Sunday before the results come out, saying what I think is going to happen. I hope you can join me. I've had a lot of fun. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your comments. Not enough people telling me I'm wrong. That must be, I'm presuming that everybody that's watching is just thinking, do you know what, Duncan? Of course you're right. How could you not be right? You must be right. You're the cleverest person we know. So, with that said, I'm going to click on my next screen now. I can't remember if the music's going to come straight on, so I'm not going to talk for a second. Oh, they're good. There we go. I had to make sure it didn't, but I couldn't remember if I turned it off. Thank you so much for joining me. Couldn't have had a better time. You guys are brilliant. I'm glad you all seem to agree with me. I like it. The world should agree with me. I'm going to go next door now to my wife and say, do you agree with me? And she's going to say yes to everything because she knows I'm always right. So, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you at least before the very first proper vote. I'll see you at least then. Take care, everybody. I will see you all later. Let's start up my theme tune. Let's go. See you later. Oh yeah, I'm dancing. Bye.